This European Cricket International is proudly brought to you by HCL Software and Bizaway.
Hello ECN lovers, we're in the beautiful Netherlands, Utrecht to be specific, at the gorgeous Kampong ground. It's Women International T20 time. We have Scotland, Thailand, Netherlands. It's going to be a corker of a series and it starts right now. Hello everyone and welcome to the very first match of this series. Is International T20 Women's Cricket. We have Thailand, Scotland and Netherlands all ranked in the top 20, which makes it even more exciting. It promises to be a very good week and we're playing all the way up to Saturday. Firstly though, let's talk a little bit about the ground. We're in beautiful Utrecht and the ground Kampong is its name. This ground has hosted some many famous fixtures in the past and is one of the main grounds here in the Netherlands. Having a look a little bit about this wicket, it's looking nice and firm. I was speaking to Mark, the groundsman, that's done a fantastic job, and it is rock hard. So I think that if the team wins the toss and bats first, they're probably looking to score maybe around 150, 160. The parameters around the ground are about 60 metres each, so if someone can get in, maybe there's plenty of runs to be had. But anyway, for now, let's go to our match referee for the all-important coin toss, Adrian van Dries.
Perfect. Heads, tails. You throw?
Yep. Tails.
Tails called. And it is a tail.
Hey, we'll have a bat first, please.
Okay. Scotland won the toss and have a bat. Back to Corey.
Good luck. Thank you too.
Hello ECN lovers and welcome to the sunny Netherlands. We're out here in Utrecht, a gorgeous ground, and it promises to be an exciting week of women's action. And great to have Adrian van Dries do a good coin toss there, and we can get excited for this one. It's going to be the Scottish women, Scottish ladies playing the Thai women, and this should be a good game. Scotland winning the toss, looking to bat first, and I can understand why, because if you heard that pre-match, it's looking like a beautiful wicket to bat on. T20 action, Women's International, live here in the Netherlands, and brought to you all from the ECN. We are everywhere at the moment, and it's fantastic to be here, as the sun is shining, a little bit of cloud cover, but no threat of rain, and this should be a really good game of cricket. As the players and officials make their way out to the middle, we have a look at these two lineups, and, well, for Scotland, well, plenty of good players there. Darcy Carter, Alyssa Lister, there's some names there that will be looking to have a big day and start the series the right way. They got here yesterday, and, well, for them, they're going to want to start really well because Thailand's already been here for a week. They just played in the ODI series versus the Netherlands, so they've probably got a little bit more match fitness in their belt being in the Netherlands. They've already customised to the wickets a little bit, so for them, they'll be looking to Kanoi there, down listed at number 7 or 8, 6.5 on the fantasy points, to potentially come out and make some runs a little bit later, because I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. And we're almost set to go as the players have made their way out to the middle. Obviously, we host a lot of T10 cricket on the network. This is an international T20, so we don't have reviews, just so that all the audience do know. We don't have review system here. This isn't really our parameters. This is up to the Dutch cricket board as well, but we will be able to show full replays and everything around that. So no limited review system, which I do love, the LRS. But yeah, T20 is a little bit of a different oyster, but it's great to be able to bring it, while we also have some cricket all in Budapest at the moment on the ECN. So more cricket action all around Europe, thanks to the ECN, as we're almost set to go in this one. Great to have everyone on YouTube, in the YouTube channel as well. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you're geared up to watch this series. It should be very good. Lister and Carter have made their way out to the middle, and Maya's got the ball in hand. She's going to bowl the first over. Umpire says play, and we're all set to go. Ball number 1 of the series. Oh yeah, a decent pace about that as it gets hoiked away to backward square leg just for a single. The two boundary riders deep backward square, third man. Nice pace about that as well. Very impressive. Well, that's a nice strong action, and that got through a little bit. So hopefully throughout the week we might have a couple of guest commentators a little bit later in the week, and here to promote the cricket. We'll see the Dutch tomorrow, the Netherlands ladies, who I'm sure will be watching this game very closely as well. Must be said, there is a bit of a left to right breeze on your screen, so it might be a little tricky for the bowlers running in through that breeze as well. Yeah, it's a nice delivery and just guided to sort of a floating gully sort of region there as it's mopped up cleanly. Yeah, these teams are ranked in the top 20 and it does prove to be a good fun series when you're versing teams of the same calibre. Scotland ranked not 14th in the T20I rankings from the ICC, and the Thailand women's team have really caught the news in the last few years. They're 11th. That's really nice bowling. Full, straight, little bit of gentle away swing. Another dot ball. Obviously, with the ECN, we do a lot of T10s, but this being a T20, T20 regulations, we've got 6 over power play. So the batsmen out there batters out there will be looking to get on with it and have a good start for their nation. Some well bowled is pushed down to the long on, sorry. It must be said as well, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. If people don't know, you can always interact with us on YouTube and give us your thoughts on women's cricket around the world. And I can see Dave and James there already in, Nick, and hello everyone, Stephen. Hope everyone's doing well and hope you all enjoy the live action. We're here till Saturday, plenty of cricket. That's really well bowled from Maya, just keeping it full and straight, asking the right questions. And Carter, nice steady start, no runs yet. Maybe a little bit of pressure brewing on this last ball of the first over. Well, and that's a great delivery to end as we look at the old Johnny Bairstow run out top style. Alex Carey, eat your heart out. It's going to be a dot ball to finish the first over. Little replay of that one. That was full. And look at this late swing. Oh, yeah. That's very nice indeed. That does bring us to the end of the first over of this T20 try series. And the score is 1-0. So we get into over number 2. And, well, this is today's schedule on the ECN. We have Malta playing France currently as well, and France playing Malta a little bit later. They play 2 games, day 1 of 3, and obviously we're here at the moment showing the T20 Women's Series, Thailand, Scotland. So that's the Medina Cup that people might not know, but Malta are playing France there in the Medina Cup. So cricket everywhere around the world, well, around Europe basically, and what a fantastic effort from everyone at the ECN to stream so many games in so many different countries. And Liam Day, I can see a message for you and say good luck with all the Thai names, Corey. And I'm not going to lie, it's not going to be easy, and I apologise to any family members or anyone else watching around the world. Not easy, but I'll try my best as we start over number 2, and that's a nice looking cut shot, but straight to the fielder. Butchertham coming from the more Kampong Pavilion end. So a little bit of spin to start. We've got a deep forward square leg and a deep long on in place. Short, outside off. That's a lovely looking cut shot from Lister. A little bit of width and well, finds the gap on the offside, and they'll scamper back for a second. So positive signs. I think with this field, five fielders on the leg side. Needs to make sure the line's quite straight. You don't want to offer too much width. But you can see on this pitch there's a nice consistent bounce. Yes, there's a bit of green coverage, but overall, not too bad. That's a gorgeous shot, and it burst through cover's hands. It was hit extremely hard, and that will go for 2. Obviously, another difference you'll see is maybe from all the other matches that we do put on the ECN network. This being a T20, the outfield is a bit bigger. We've got 60-metre boundaries. I spoke to Mark, the groundsman, for the game, so it's 60 metres all the way around. And he told me that they've been working on the wicket quite a lot, and he said he does expect there to be a few runs out there. At the moment, Lister looking good. As that shorter swept away, gorgeous shot, and that's going to be the first boundary of this International Women's Series. It was a little bit too short, a little bit too straight, and is put away gorgeously. 4 runs. Good strong base, gets low, and that is going to be a hot little pocket you feel in these matches. Nothing like the old traditional sweep shot, and 4 to start this International. Lister has moved to 9 off 5, and yeah, that'll be a confidence booster, getting one away through backward square. And adjustment from the bowler, but that's really well played. Lets it come the whole way and just runs it down to that vacant short third man for a single. So Lister moves into double digits, and well, Carter, steady start. Sure that if the opportunity presents itself, we'll look to take the game on a little bit here. I can see a few people in the chat saying choices about what to watch. I dare say stay here and watch the women's series. This is going to be good. It should be a tight series as well. I'm sure the Netherlands, the Dutch ladies, are chomping at the bit to be out there tomorrow. And that's a really nice delivery to end the second over. So at the end of 2 overs, steady start here for the Scots, as the score is 10 for none. It's well bowled, just on a good length, asking the right questions. So obviously as well, a big difference from our T10, bowling from each end. So it will take a little bit more time to get through these 20 overs. As you can see there on the table, everyone's even. No matches just yet, but should be interesting to see who comes out on top in this series. As I mentioned, all very tight on the ICC T20 rankings, and I think every team poses quite a lot of threat to each other. So who's going to come out best on the day as we start over number 3. And good shot through backward point. That might go for 4, you know. And you betcha it will. Gorgeous batting from Lister, who looks very efficient on the offside. As they race to 14 now. Slight bit of width. Not the worst ball you'll ever see, but Lister stays leg side of it. It's a good option, especially in T20 batting. No point stepping across. Keep those shoulders open. Keep your legs straight and free those hands, and that's exactly what Lister does. Raced away to 14 off 7 now. Made all the runs. Again, similar sort of shot. Finds the gap again. Really good batting this. And 2 for the trouble. And I think early signs here. You can see this outfield's pretty quick. It is big boundaries. But it's a true wicket. You can play through the line. So 16 now. Really nice little start. Good to see Mr. Maximo in the chat as well. Vinny Sando. Hello, Vinny. I think you're in Malta at the moment. Vinny's one of our main commentators that goes around the ECN. Hope you're well, Vinny, and hope you've got your multi-screens action ready and watching all the cricket action. Again, through the offside, but this time finds the fielder. So Lister's come out here with the right intent. 16 off 9. Looking positive and a great little start. I'm sure when Carter joins the party as well, Scotland will be pretty happy that they're batting. Oh, that's a gorgeous shot. A little bit straight this time on leg stump, and Lister crunches it through wide mid-wicket. That's going to be the third boundary, I should say, of this game. Just in the early afternoon. This one doesn't swing, goes on the leg stump. Actually, she came forward as well to turn it into more a half volley. Gets 4 for the trouble. Moves on to 20, and this is a lovely little start now. 20 off 10, motoring. Or maybe feels missed out on that delivery. That was a bit of width on offer. Not easy for Maya here, who's actually not bowled too bad a spell. Offered maybe a little bit of width, and the one delivery that was slightly too straight was whipped away for 4. So tough little start here. I think this is going to be a close game. I really do. And in the air, is it a chance? Oh, one hand to it. Would have been a phenomenal catch, but parries it down. As that will have to go down as a bit of a chance there. Anicha made good ground, stuck out the right paw, and just doesn't stick. Would have been a phenomenal catch. But in the end, it'll be a single. That means the end of another over and a really positive start at the moment. Scotland look to put a decent score on the board and try and run away with this. And that's a gorgeous shot there. You can see from our views, the gorgeous oval here in Kampong. The Netherlands men played the Irish men here, I think it was 2 years ago. And a very lively series. I think the Dutch won that 2-1. And I guess while we're in the Netherlands, we'll say congratulations to the men's team who have made the 50 over World Cup. And I'm sure they're getting a lot of support from the KCB, and everyone must be mighty happy with how that worked out. As it looks like we might get an early bowling change. So they started with spin. You see a lot of T20 teams will start with spin maybe from one end just to have a go. List up, really racing away with it. 21 off 12. Doing all the running. First ball of the fourth. And it's in the air. This could be out. It should be out. And it is. So a wicket will go down. It looked like a little bit of an innocuous delivery swinging into leg stump. My apologies. It wasn't Lister on strike either. Oh, was it? Let me have a quick look. Yeah, it was. So Lister will go. And it's the first wicket in this T20I Women's Series. Little top edge down the leg side. Caught there by 45. And that's a big, big wicket in the context of this match. Score is 21 for 1. So a little bit of advice being given to the new batsman. You can understand why. Megan McCall coming out at number 3. Always helpful when the departing batsman might give a few words, maybe describe the pitch quickly or what she thought of the bowling. But yeah, that is a big wicket. A few people in the chat also mentioning that they're quite impressed with the grass pitches and the facilities here. Yeah, Kampong Cricket Club do put on a very good job at hosting. Fantastic tees as well, has to be mentioned. It's actually Lorna Jack that's come out here at number 3. Lorna be looking to continue this decent start. 6.63 and over. Always a pivotal position batting at number 3. Right behind the openers. Need to get on with it from the start. Usually batting in that power play as well. Wow, really well bowled. That is late in swing. I know there's a little bit of a breeze going from left to right on your screen, but that really went honing in on the stumps. I think that's actually quite well played by Jack. You see, batting on off stump, maybe to make sure if they press forward, they get hit outside the line potentially. Swings in again. I think there's an edge. There is an edge. Well, it's 2 in the over. Phenomenal bowling. And what a good start this is for Thailand now. After a couple of boundaries, they've fought back and just the feather edge goes through to the keeper. What a good catch that is. A late in swing, off the pitch a little bit as well. And yeah, just the tickle through as another wicket will go down. And what a lovely start this is for Thailand. 2 wickets in the first 3.3 overs, 21 for 2 now. New batsman coming to the crease is Chateri. And a little bit of pressure on the number 4 here, who's going to have to do a little bit of rebuilding. So plenty of movement this over, and it's always that adage, if you can get that ball to move in the air, it really does make a difference. So Sutarang, hope I've pronounced that correct. Sutarang's got 2 for none. What a phenomenal start. Late in swing, asking the right questions. And Chicheri, this might be tough. Here we go. Oh, well bowled, and it gets through everybody. Good work from the keeper to chase after it, but it's late movement at the moment and asking a lot of questions. Surprised that seeing the amount of movement, maybe could have taken the very first over from the pavilion end and used the spinner a bit later, but obviously this is in the tactics from Thailand. They would have come in with plenty of game plans for this week. Oh, well played. Really well played. I know many people that would have missed that delivery. That swung so late. Have a look at this go in the air. Oh, yeah, that's a great delivery and beautifully dug out. Has to be said. Could easily have been castled there. Last ball of this over. Phenomenal over. Very fine first slip in place. Well bowled. Really well bowled. Sudarang's going to finish with a double wicket maiden for the 4th. And it flips this game on its head. After 3, they were 21 for none. After 4, they're 21 for 2. Phenomenal bowling. And Thailand come out the blocks. The better of the 2 in this one. Have a look at the early worm. And you can see, well, going maybe a little bit in the wrong direction. But that's what happens when you lose a couple of wickets back to back. So we start the 5th now. 2 overs left in this power play. Carter yet to get off the mark. Probably a bit of nerves there as well. Again, slight play miss. I think Myers actually bowled quite a good spell as well. Just late swing. Got a strong action, really nice strong action. High front arm. And lets it go. It's decent pace. Looks like they've just moved that 3rd man a little bit squarer. And, oh, what a catch! What a fantastic catch that is at gully. Well, that is a phenomenal catch. That was hit pretty firmly, and that's the 3rd wicket down. And the Thailand women have come out the blocks brilliantly. The fielding's been good. That's a snare, an absolute snare. Look at this. It's a little bit short, a little bit wide, decently cut, and yeah, good catch. Awkward height, really awkward height. Nanapat Kochenerkai holds on to it, and yeah, shake of the head, and you can imagine why. It's going to be a duck, unfortunately. So a 3rd wicket will go down. But what a phenomenal piece of fielding. The gully in place exactly for this reason. Usually you're in gully for more of an edge, but that was hit off the decent part of the bat, and the wicket goes down. So we'll have another look at it, won't we? Because that might be one of the catches we see in the series. Look at this, little bit short, little bit wide. Gets a fair piece of that, and bang. What a catch. That's at an awkward height where you're not sort of reverse cup or not fingers pointing down, a little bit in between, and to hold on to that is a phenomenal effort. And Kontrin Kai, I believe that is at gully, testing out my linguistic skills. Very good catch, phenomenal. As new batsman coming out, Hago now has a huge bit of rebuilding. They've actually lost 3 wickets now for no runs. Wow. And what a good delivery that is to the new batter. So this game, all of a sudden, completely different to what we saw in the very first 3 overs. Let us know what you thought in the chat. I'm sure a lot of you would have been impressed by that. And good to see a lot of people saying they're multi-screening at the moment with all the ECN action going around Europe. A really high standard from the Thai women. Really good. Nicely driven. Good response from Hago. Gets herself off the mark. Just pushes it into the offside, and they'll get through for 2. So that just relieves a little bit of the pressure. Yeah, I'd heard quite a lot about this Thailand team, and they've caught the world by storm in the recent few years, and you can see why. Just a very good team, well drilled, and doing some good things. Oh, and now another one goes. Oh, Maya, what a seed. 4 wickets for 2 runs, a huge batting collapse. And you can understand why there's so many smiling faces out there. Well, what are we seeing? This is a monumental batting collapse now. What a ball. Yeah, that one just goes on with the arm a little bit. She's been bowling this lovely little bit of a way swing. This one pitches and actually straightens a tad. And you can see jubilation. Maya picks up a second in the over. 4 wickets have fallen for 2 runs. The score is a remarkable 23 for 4. The frustration in the Scottish lineup. They arrived here yesterday with their hopes high, and they won't be too dashed yet, but I think they'll be a little bit shocked from this start. And you can understand why, as Ellen Watson comes out and has a huge rebuilding job. I dare say 10 minutes ago wouldn't have had any pads on at all, and now out there and facing Maya, who's got a tail up, bowling extremely quick and really good. Last ball of this 5th over. Oh, I tell you what, that was on the money as well. Dug out, well played by Watson. Out to square leg, off the mark. What a phenomenal over. Another one down, and the score is now 24 for 4. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat enjoying that as well. Enjoying watching this team go about their work, and I can understand why. Very exciting indeed. And yeah, right now, concurrently on the ECN, we are in Malta with France and Malta playing. We also have a game in Hungary going on at the moment as well. So great to see the ECN getting to all parts of Europe. And I tell you, it is fantastic to have some women's internationals on the network. And I reckon this could become a regular thing. I think a lot of people want to see the women's game keep growing and enjoy watching the women take on each other at the international level. Sudarang is going to come in for second over. Amazing figures of 2 for none. Quite remarkable. Oh, little play and miss. I think Watson a little bit late on that. Might have been disappointed not to catch up with it. There was a bit of width on offer. See there, just a little bit late, but obviously not easy when your team's 4 down. Will they try and rebuild and take a few overs safely, or will they try and counter-attack? Well defended. Tricky bowling to face. They're swinging in late at the stumps always. Always bringing in every mode of dismissal within swing bowling, especially if you can get your line right. But yeah, this will be the question in the Scottish dugout at the moment. Do we sit back and just let it happen for a bit and absorb some pressure, or do we counter-attack? I think cricket these days, a lot of teams actually try and counter-attack and try and take the initiative back. Not easy. There's a little bit of yes, no, maybe as that was hit straight to mid-wicket. Nice to see Helix in the chat, and yeah, made it on my flight, correct. Got here. I was in Budapest last week for the Hungary T10 and got back yesterday. Had a nice relaxed Sunday, and nice to be back today though. I've been looking forward to this week for quite some time. And it's just great to be doing some ECN in the Netherlands, my home country. Really exciting indeed. Slight change to the field. They shuffle everybody around on the offside a bit squarer. No third man in place, surprisingly. Oh, a little bit of room, doesn't get it. Watson, I don't mind that. It's a bit of positive intent. Look to flay that through the offside, but just finds the fielder. 24 for 4. Just if anyone's tuning in, just to remind you all, it was 21 for none. And all of a sudden, everything went topsy-turvy as they dropped cover down out to deep cover. Not sure about that. I think they could keep the pressure on a little bit. Swinging down the leg side, and Watson's obviously, well, made the decision, thought I am going to counter-attack here and try and take the initiative back, and I don't mind that. I think it's brave batting, and sometimes you've got to try and take the game on, because if you just absorb too much pressure and you let the overs get away from you, before you know it, you won't have enough runs on the board. Again, swinging in late and onto that pad, and just a pad into the leg side, and phenomenally, Sudarang has got the phenomenal figures of 2 for none off 2. Well done. Impressive start. And that takes us to the end of the power play, and it's all Thailand at the moment early in this one. The score is 24 for 4. You can have a look there. It was all going great guns after 3 overs. 21 for none. Easy game this, and then all of a sudden the wheels just started to fall off. But credit to the bowling and the fielding effort out there. Doing a fantastic job, and even though the power play is finished, wouldn't surprise me if they keep most of the fielders in the ring, and that's what they're doing. I like that. It's good captaincy. Still only two fielders out, and Maya's going to bowl through. I like it. Aggressive from Thailand. Thailand obviously thinking, well, right now, we don't need to sit back. Let's keep all the fielders in the ring. Still a slip, a gully. Oh. So you can see they've got that slip and gully in still. Right there, slip, gully, everyone in still. That's great camera work as well. Just to show Thailand are still aggressive. And why wouldn't you be? I like what the keeper's doing here as well. Kateo. Kayato, I should say. Pretty quick with the hands there. Just keeping the batter honest. We'll get around to saying batter more often, just force of habit. 24 for 4. Maya's got fantastic figures. Well bowled. Wow. Another full delivery. And I think that's probably been the most impressive thing of this spell, is these balls, when it's extremely full, it just swings late. That's angling in, and then just at the last moment goes away. It's a fantastic spell. It really is. And I just like that they've kept her on and kept her bowling out. Why not? No need to save an over. Oh, wow, a bit of an audacious stroke here. At 24 for 4 goes the reverse Malachi, I like to call it. It's off the bat and balloons over slip. Oh, brave batting, very brave batting. Welcome to cricket in 2023. Bit of Joe Root. Joe Root about that. The reverse Malachi over slip. I like it. I've got plenty of time to see brave batting. And this time, just down on it, top ball. And yeah, there is a lot of pressure on this Scottish batting lineup at the moment. Thailand women have come out here and bowled phenomenally well, has to be said. Shot, nice shot. First shot with a little bit of power in the last few overs, but finds the fielder after a couple of overs of defending it and going through some tough times. But Maya will finish with exceptional figures, 2 for 16, well bowled. What a way to start the series individually as an opening bowler. You'll come away from that and be feeling pretty confident about what they've done. Now have a look at that scorecard. Lister came out the blocks, 21 off 13, looked $1 million, batting beautifully. And then duck, and a 2. No extras, has to be talked about as well. You always see in many formats around the world, men's, women's, any type of cricket, 50 over, T10, test cricket, there's always a couple of extras, but no extras so far. It's very good to see. Charlie Hunt in the chat. Hello, Charlie. Makes a good question. Are Thailand women have to be the first non-European side playing on their wet network? May need to check that, but that could potentially be right. We'll see if the ECN robot is listening, and we'll check that. That is a phenomenal statistic, as Putawong will come on and bowl. Looks like a little bit of left arm off spin. Oh, yeah, lovely little action that. Up over the top, and left arm off spin is something that I think nearly every white ball team tries and has, because it just asks difficult questions of the right-handed batters. Oh, swept away. That might be four, you know. It's hit pretty well. And Chateri will get it to the boundary. Good shot, low full toss, and just times it through backward square. It was angling in at those stumps. Look at that little, I think that might have been the one finger in swinger. That was cannoning into the pad if there was no contact, but there was contact, 4 runs and good counter attack. Oh, big appeal, big appeal. That must be close given. Yeah, I felt like that was pretty tight, and the decision has been made that that's going to go into at least a part of leg stump. Looks like it's not just left arm off spin, a little bit of in swing as well, and the decision was made. My first glance looked pretty adjacent. Let's have a look. Swinging in, hit on middle. That's hitting leg stump for me. Good decision from the umpire. And just playing across that one as another wicket goes down. And Thailand women must be pinching themselves at the moment, because they seem to be quite far ahead in this game. Fortunately for Chacheri, had the one nice sweep shot in there, but couldn't really get going. And Thailand women, they'll be disappointed at the moment. They're 29 for 5. Just slow it down and give it to them again. So let's have a look at this decision. And as you can see, nice action, swings it in, hits in line with middle, and that's going on to hit leg stump for me. They knew straight away, big appeal, and yeah, there we go. Loves it. Very good indeed. A few people still asking if there's reviews or TV umpires for third run-outs and that. Unfortunately not in this series, so it'll be the umpires on the field will make a decision in that moment, and that will have to be backed and respected. So we'll go with the 2 umpires out in the middle. So Nicole comes out now with her team on the ropes. Not going to be easy. Well bowled, really well bowled. I have to say I've been mighty impressed with this bowling from the Thailand women. They've just been effective. They're honing in at the stumps quite a lot. The fielding has backed them up. They've taken the chances that have come, and yeah, phenomenal work. Oh, Brave goes for a little bit of a sweep, and I think this might be leg binds, or was it off the bat? Have to wait and see. Is it direct hit just to continue that good fielding? And looks like it's going to be the first runs. So must have been a bit of glove. Yeah, good call from the umpire. A bit of glove down the leg side, and scoots away for a single. So last ball of the 8th. Low full toss, doesn't get away with it. As looking to get that away for 4 was Watson, and at the end of 8 overs, we are 30 for 5, and want to welcome all our viewers to the beautiful little commentary cube. And well, good to have you all with us here watching some fantastic cricket, must be said. We're at the Women's International Tri-Series. I'm Corey Rutgers. I'll be here all week presenting here, but we're also currently in Malta, where we have Malta men's playing against the French men's, and we're also in Hungary for the Budapest T10. I was just there last week, so European Cricket Network doing great things all around Europe. Great to have you with us. If it is your first time on the network, you can follow us on all our Instagram pages, Facebook, but European Cricket getting around and just promoting the game as much as we can. You can see the giant logo right there, and yeah, it's like a perfect little sandwich, doing good, but it's fantastic to be here. And I'm very excited about this series and very excited about seeing the Dutch ladies tomorrow. They've got a good team, and I think they're going to be well, one to reckon with in this competition. Not too sure who's going to win it, but right now, Thailand have come out very, very good indeed. As we start another over. Nicely driven. And one thing I've noticed about Thailand and their fields, they are keeping extra fielders in the ring, and it is fantastic to see. They're not backing down. They've got 6 in the ring at the moment. Obviously, they're permitted to have a few more boundary riders, but why would they? And another wicket will go. And Butcherton will get the breakthrough. Coming back into the attack after bowling it over earlier. McCall tried to be brave and play a sort of sweep shot across the line. Unfortunately, looked like a slight inside edge, I believe. And or maybe not, maybe just cannoning into that off stump. And you know, sometimes when it rains, it pours, and it feels like it's pouring on Scotland at the moment. 30 for 6 now. And you can see a few words exchanged, maybe just a little bit of advice, but very difficult to say much at the moment. And no batsman, besides Lister at the top, who looked $1 million, has been able to get going in this. There's new batsman coming out to the wicket. Rachel Slater has a fair bit of work to do. And well, can Slater and Watson just get something going here? Even a 20 or 30 run stand. I think now they're at that point where they've got to get the running between the wickets going. See if they can drop and run a couple, and maybe the odd boundary will come. A slip in now, and yeah, I like what Thailand are doing here. Really, really squeezing. So 30 for 6. Oh, it's a great delivery. I think that's a little bit of an outswinger first up. So the wicket was from the slow off spin. That one looked like a quicker outswinger. Again, well bowled, pushed straight to tight mid-wicket. And Thailand have really looked at their angles, haven't they? They are squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Not letting any batter get on with it. Well bowled again. One thing as well to note about their bowling, it seems very full. Very full. The backing that they're covering mid-wickets will be able to cover the ones. And quite straight. They haven't offered much width. A couple of balls to Lister were maybe a little bit wide, but besides that, it's stump to stump line. I'm sure the Dutch women's team are watching this and taking many notes after the 50-over series. But there we go. Punch down the ground for a single. And at the end, it's 9 overs. The score has trickled across to 31 for 6. I want to say a little shout out to the umpires we've got. Nitin Bharti as well. And Malik Pradesai out there doing a fantastic job in their bright pink outfits. Yeah, let's look at those bowling figures. And Sudarang, let's just say 2 overs, 2 maidens, 2 wickets. Thanks for coming. What beautiful figures. But let's be honest, all the bowlers at the moment have been fantastic. And a bowling unit is sometimes not spoken about enough. If you can create pressure from one end, usually your partner in crime, the other bowler, will cash in. But at the moment, it feels like all of them are cashing in. So Peter Wong's going to continue with these sort of left arm in swingers. That's really clever bowling. Not too much spin, just bowling it in on the stumps. Good to see Lily Panda in the chat as well, saying enjoying the cricket. Very good bowling. Yes, it has been good bowling. What a lovely little stroke that is, but just the single out to long on. But yeah, just a reminder, if you are watching on the ECN network for the first time and you're on YouTube, do get in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. And if you do have any questions at all about anything cricket-wise, always happy to try and answer. Well bowled, well bowled. They've done a lot of the legwork, have Thailand. They've gone it through to that sort of middle to lower order. And they won't want to rest up here. They'll want to keep capitalising. They don't want to chase too many here. Nice looking shot down to long on, but long on is hovering about 10 to 15 metres off the rope, so it's able to cut it to a single. Sunita is out there at deep long on. Nice from Slater and Watson, just trying to get something going for their nation. Again, punch down to long on. This is good. This is good. Obviously, probably not the right time now to try and counter-attack or lose more wickets because you don't want to be bundled out too cheaply. But keep ticking it over, build a partnership, try and wrestle some of that momentum back. And there's a brave shot. It's hoiked out to the leg side and deep mid-wicket in place. Gets around to it and keeps it to a single. So a little bit better from the Scottish batters. I think they know what they're facing now. Coming in at the stumps, not really left arm off spin, more like left arm in swing, if anything. And a good looking shot to finish this over. It's a good bit of fielding by cover and direct hit from mid off. They are on today, fielding fantastically, but they will get the single. And at the end of a very good first 10 overs, it's 36 for 6. And I don't know if that. I didn't find out if they're having drinks at the end of 10, so I reckon they're going to continue on. It's a pretty warm day, but it's not too hot. So at the end of 10, all Thailand. Nice to see a few people. Mr. David Tran from Perth says hello. He's just tuning in. And Coco from Plymouth in the UK tuning in as well. Hope you're all really well. This is what's happened so far. Scotland women elected to bat in my pre-game. And after speaking to the groundsmen, we were expecting a high-scoring affair. But cricket's a funny sport, and sometimes batting collapses happen. And it just feels like they've had a big batting collapse here, and they're trying to wrestle their way back into it as Chaturagana comes into the attack, and nice start outside off. I hope they've pronounced that correctly. Chaturagata, I'll say. My apologies if it isn't perfect, but not easy. As Intanati, the umpire, just passes a little bowling marker for her to use. Well bowled. And this is what they've been about, full and straight. And if you play across it or play down the long line, you've got a few modes of dismissal that are waiting to happen. That's a little bit shorter, maybe one of the looser deliveries we've seen so far, and is pulled away just for a single. And look, they're doing it in singles at the moment, but you can understand they were 30 for 6, so they're trying to do anything they can to rebuild here and get something on the board to defend. That's a nice looking stroke out to deep long on, and yeah, these big boundaries not easy to get it through. And another one, but better signs here for Scotland. Just ticking along, trying to build after a big wobble at the start. Oh, wow. That actually spins past leg stump and past the keeper. She'll get back for 2 if they're quick between the wickets. And it's a good arm, but they will get lovely hands from the keeper there on the pickup. But they will get 2 byes. Have a look at the replay here. It actually spun past the leg stump. Look at the hands here from the keeper. One glove off, little indoor cricket style that. Yeah, that spun past leg stump. That one a little bit shorter and straight to the fielder. They'll go for a quick single. It's a good throw. Oh, it's great fielding. I reckon this is out. It is out. Well, I mentioned that we don't have the ability to use DRS or third umpire or anything in this, so the umpires have to give it on field, and it's been given run out. Let's have a closer look. That is a fantastic bit of fielding. Again, it has to be touched on. The Thailand fielders have been amazing. It was punched to mid-off. They went off straight away. Look at this. Quick pick-up. Little bobble. Here comes through. Oh, ball watching from the non-striker. The keeper. Hands gone out by a mile. Easy for the umpire. And what brilliant fielding it is again. And good decision from the umpire. Have a look at this again. It's punched off the back foot, but if you watch the non-striker, ball watching, little bobble, but picks it up on the full steel and pings it in on the bounce. It's already smiling. Knew it would be out. Phenomenal, really. And quick hands from the keeper. I'm mighty impressed so far by Thailand's fielding game. And that actually broke a little bit of, a partnership building. And unfortunately for Scotland, it doesn't go their way. So 40 for 7. A lovely message coming in from Peter Hocking in the chat. Peter, good to have you with us on the ECN. You've got to follow us. We do amazing things around Europe. It's great to have Thailand on the network. But yeah, great coverage, thank you. Beats the static camera and silence. Viewing from Thailand. Great to have that message, Peter. It means a lot to us. And yeah, we're trying to promote the game all over Europe. It wouldn't surprise me one day if we start taking everybody everywhere, because there is so much cricket and so much talent around the world. As Camp Chompu will come in, and more spin to win. 40 for 7. As that's defended. See the ECN robots in the chat as well replying to a few and saying any viewers in the chat want to help Corey with some of the pronunciations. I am always open to improve. I have to admit, I did try and study a little bit last night. Not easy. Not easy, but I think I'm doing okay. Oh, nice looking stroke. And they're favouring this little mid-on region, aren't they? And you can understand why. If Thailand are bowling so straight, all you can do is meet it with a full face of the bat. Scotland right now have a lot of pressure on them because they're in that sort of area where they're at risk of being bundled out. Won't bother the Thailand supporters that are watching online or around the world. So Rainey out there. First ball. And Rainey probably didn't think that they would have been relied upon in the 12th over to be out there batting. More lower order bats. Batter coming out early. This time it's straight to mid-wicket. Another dot ball. And there is still a lot of time in this innings. Let's talk best case scenarios. Well, we've got 50 balls left. Can they muster another 35 from somewhere? Can someone step up and get that total to the mid-70s or early 80s? Inside edge has saved Rainey this time. You can see that was dead straight. And this is what they've been doing, trying to sneak it through. Just watch this little inside edge here. Otherwise, that would have been castled. So last ball of the 12th. And it is castled. Well, it's a carbon copy of the ball before. I just talked about how that inside edge saved a life, and this one skids on, playing across it. Unfortunately, just a little bit of a technical flaw needed to go through with the full face of the bat. And another wicket falls. And, well, Thailand at the moment have just come out the better of the two teams. Have a look at this. It's full, it's straight, you miss, I hit. And they are asking all the right questions. Just see there, technically, just coming across the ball a little bit too much. And, yeah, that's the death rattle, something you don't want to hear. Scotland, unfortunately for them, would have come out here with high hopes this afternoon, I should say. But cricket can be a cruel game, and some days it just doesn't go your way. As Maqsood makes her way out to the middle, and good luck to her. That was a beautiful neon cricket bat. I think that's Ian Bell's company that used the neon. And right now, I think it's one of those situations where you don't want to get bowled out. You just want to bat. You bat your innings, and if you end up scrounging around an extra 20 runs, so be it. I don't think you're going to be looking at three figures or anything like that. So take their time and make sure you bat all the 48 deliveries. If Maqsood can offer Slater a little bit of support, that would be very handy indeed. So let's start the next over. Some of these figures for the Thailand women's team have been phenomenal. Short, cut away, nice looking stroke, but it'll just be a single. And also just touching on, it's been excellent bowling, but the fielding, the catch at gully, the run out at mid-off, just the ground fielding in general, the energy overall, exemplary. The coach would be super proud. And this is why they've been doing a fantastic job in world cricket the last few years. As Maqsood plays a high percentage shot, and it's good to see that. Runs it down to third man, and they'll get there for 2, or they'll try. It's a good throw again. Not far away. Good batting from Maqsood. I'm a big fan of this. There was no short third man. Just rolled it off the face, and, well, good fielding. It might have been tighter than I thought at first. Yeah, it would have been home in the end, but good fielding. Good response. How many times have they responded with a fuller, straighter one? Nearly every time. So 44 for 8. As that's pushed into the length side. And yeah, Andy Bond says also it's batter now officially, not batsman, batswoman. I do agree. I do agree with that, but it's very hard to break. I'm trying, but you have to understand. It's the first time I've actually commentated on a women's game, trying to train the brain a little bit more different. So I do apologise if you are upset, but I'll get round to batter. It takes a bit of time, doesn't it? Just like anything in this world. Last ball, it's 13th over, 44 for 8. Nice shot, really nice shot. Wide of time at the wicket. They should touch and go here, push for 2, and they do. That's good batting. Maqsood looks pretty good for a number 10, it must be said. And at the end of 13 now, it's 46 for 8. So, we've got, if this is your first time on the ECN and tuning in to watch, this is what we've got coming up, and we have a lot coming up currently. Well, concurrently, we're in Hungary, Netherlands, and in Malta for the Medina Cup. We have the Valletta Cup also in Malta, and then Czech Republic. I'll be back in Portugal at the end of the month for the night series, 7 days there for me. Then we're off to Switzerland, so plenty of upcoming events, and trust me, it doesn't stop. After that, after August 13th, we just keep on rolling. And we're not far away from our major marquee event in late September, October, the ECC. And I think, I'll have to check with the bosses who are probably listening in the office, it's over 1,500 live games this year. So pretty remarkable when you think about the logistical side of what we have to do to have this coverage, and such a good coverage around Europe. As we get back to the action and pushed lovely into the offside for a dot. And a big shout out as well to Spring Productions, who do a fantastic job of the camera angles and everything to broadcast these games and give you the best viewership experience that you can have. As that's pulled nicely, but straight to mid-wicket. Slaters are applying themselves as much as they can. Wickets have just been falling everywhere. Good to see Danny Larwood in the chat from Birmingham. Oh no, where are you from, Danny? Let us know. Oh, aggressive stroke. It's in the air, and it's going to go over the fielder. What a nice shot that is from Slater. One of the shots of this innings. It was full, got the leg down. Bit of Steve Waugh in that slog sweep. Brings back some good memories. That's a gorgeous stroke. Really good technique. Timed it perfectly. Almost went all the way. Eluded the fielder out there and trickles over the rope for a much-needed boundary. Slater looking the goods. Just needs some support. And follows it up with a pretty firm on drive for a single. And yeah, my bosses are listening, have just jumped in and said over 1,700 matches this year on the network. So if you can find me any other network that's doing 1,700 live games a year, well, I'll tell you, you're a liar, because it is quite phenomenal how much is being promoted around Europe. But good to see Slater take the game on and find some groove here. Maxoud's come out, looked positive as well. Oh, good bowling, good length, good line, and a little bit of a question asked from the keeper, but actually just looks like it skids on, doesn't it? I thought that would have been the rolling off spinner, but just skids on. And quick hands from the keeper, but Ninton Barty at square leg wasn't going to give that one. And well bowled again as Maxoud. Pretty cautious, and you can understand why. At the end of a very quick 14 overs, feels like we're racing through. That's 14 overs in 55 minutes. So they are racing through, doing a good job. And the score is 51 for 8. You look at that scorecard and just a crazy middle order collapse, unfortunately, in top order as well. 21 for Listo was looking the goods, but yeah, after that, a 0-0-5-2-4-1. And when something like that happens, yeah, it's not the prettiest. Yuvraj in the chat. Question, Corey, are you coming to India for the World Cup? I'm looking into it. I might try and go after the ACC to go watch some of my Dutch friends and housemates actually go and play in the World Cup. Wouldn't mind seeing that, but depends on my scheduling. The ECN have, yeah, they're asking me to do a fair bit. Once we get back to it. Yeah, quicker ball at the stumps. Slater just trying to open up and thread it through that offside. Dot ball. Vinny Sandhu saying if this match doesn't go the whole 40 overs that my pay will be docked. And thanks, Vinny. I'm glad you're paying attention. Again, tries to thread it through the offside, and I can understand why. So with this sort of field set, they've kept everybody up on the offside, and if you can see there, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, all on the offside, no one back, and that's why Slater is trying to open up and thread it through. Maybe a late cut, if there's a bit of width, would be the option. Can't late cut that. That's on middle stump, punch down the ground for 1. Good from Slater, who's, I think, recognised the situation and willing to put their hand up and bat through. That's again pushed through to that favoured mid-on area. The runs have gone through there quite a bit. But that won't bother Thailand at the moment after that big collapse early. And they've been fantastic to have them on the European Cricket Network as well. And it is an interesting stat that they're the first team from outside the continent to play on our network, as that misses the off stump by not much. A lot of people in the chat, I think, are really impressed with the standard of fielding and the bowling they've seen so far. And they can understand why they beat Bangladesh earlier this year, as Dave points out. And yeah, Thailand cricket growing day by day. Last ball of this 15th. It's straight. Big shake of the head. That's going down leg side, isn't it? So easy decision from Nitin Bharti, as that one was just angling down. You can see here, even though it's from the old school reverse view, that's going down leg easily. And that takes us to the end of another over. And look at these bowling figures. And well, if I was Sudarang and I had 2 wickets and 2 maidens, I think I'd be saying, oh, Captain, do you mind if I can come back into the attack? But every single bowler has phenomenal figures, really. Nobody can say they've had a bit of tap or been hit too much. As Cam Trompu is going to continue. As that's pushed just gently to backward points. What we got here, 4.5 overs remaining in this first innings. If they can bat through, couple boundaries late maybe. Can they get to the Grady 80s? Maybe. It's going to take a Herculean effort though. This 9th wicket stand. Well bowled again, full and straight. They go for a quick single. Could be out if there's a direct hit. I tell you, that's super close. And given not out, I'll have to remind everyone we don't have the advantage of replays for decisions. So we will go with the on-field decision. And you can see he gets one look at this. I reckon this is close. I reckon it might have just been out, you know, but you have to understand exactly. Look at that, how tight that is as the bat comes down. Only just, and I can completely understand why the umpire would give that not out in real time. So that's punched in the air straight to mid-off. Yeah, in real time, I don't think anyone in the world with the naked eye would have given that one out. That needed to be stopped frame by frame. Great work from our cameramen and Spring Productions. As that's pulled straight. Slater doing a really good job. 14 now, just trucking along, doing their job and just making sure they try and get up to something that's potentially they're able to defend if they can take early wickets. Swept across the line, but nice looking stroke. And once again, really good pickup, good fielding. They've got some bullet arms as well. That's fizzed into the keeper. 56 for 8 now, one ball remaining. Slater be pretty happy with the single here, I think, and to keep the strike. Maxud's doing a fantastic job coming out at 10 and offering some good support. That's well timed as well, but straight to mid-off. So another over is raced through here. 16 overs gone. The score is 56 for 8. What a lovely little start this has been for Thailand in the T20 series. This is our marquee event coming up in 77 days, the European Cricket Championships, ECC. 31 countries going to fight for the prize of Europe's, the Euros of cricket. Netherlands are the reigning champions. They might have a bit of a weaker team because they've made the Cricket World Cup, so they might have a few players missing in this edition. But do tune in 77 days. The beautiful Kardama, the beautiful Malaga. What a region, what a city. And I can say I'm very, very excited to get back. It's going to be cricketainment, as Rico and Vinny always say, are the co-commentators. 4 overs remaining here. That's very straight and tucked off the hip. I think a little bit of bat on that. No signal, I believe, coming from the umpire. So another signal to Maxud, who's doing a very good job. And, well, just ticking along, offering some support, and that's all you can do. Oh, and I think there's a little touch. Oh, there is. Great keeping, good glove work. They've been so good in the field, and that just adds another string to their bow. Slater had batted so well, looked really calm at the crease. This one a little bit wide, goes for that cut shot, a feather edge, and another good catch. This time the keeper standing up to the stumps, and you could hear it through the effects mic straight away, and the right decision's made. The 9th wicket goes down. Well done to Slater, batted pretty well, 14 of 28. Unfortunately, has to go, and you can see there must be something they talk about. They always give the new batter coming out a lot of advice. But Slater did a good job, and that brings an end to a partnership that was starting to grow. It was a 16-run partnership. It might not sound like much, but when you're 8 for 40, it is a lot. As Scotland, unfortunately, in a little bit of danger of being bowled out here in a T20, and that is a big no-no. You always want to bat your overs. As Sheikh comes out at the bottom of this innings, and well, hopefully can offer some support for Maxud, who, for me, looks more than an astute number 10 batter, and the whole field comes in. I've really enjoyed some of this captaincy, this aggressive captaincy, bringing the offside in, and Just a deep long on a deep mid-wicket to the left-hander. At 57 for 9. Now you're starting to worry a little bit about being bowled out. Need to find a way to bat these remaining overs, these remaining deliveries. And once again, full straight, asking the right question. And really, really good bowling again. It seems like every time a new batter comes out to the middle, they're trying to get it right on that middle stump. I've been really impressed also of the glove work of Kayato. Look at this, very quick hands. Not easy keeping up to the stumps. There's a bit of an art to it. It's good movement and quick snaffle. There's another dot ball. So one more in this over. Yeah, in Scotland, you've got to feel for them a little bit. They would have come here with high hopes in this afternoon game on a beautiful sunny day out here in Utrecht, Netherlands. Just about 20 minutes south of Amsterdam. It just hasn't happened for them. And a slight appeal, but I think there might have been a bit of bat on that. As that ball's been thrown away, well, there's a little bit of an error. We haven't seen anything like that so far. I think, I'm not too sure who it was who's thrown that in. It might have been Maya, potentially. Has had a bit of a shy at the stumps, thinking the non-striker was backing up, and they actually scamper through for an extra run. There comes the throw. And no one was backing up. So that's probably the first time we've seen a little bit of an error from the Thailand fielders, and that is going to be an extra run as another over is complete. Question coming in the chat from Andy Bond. Do the full members send any team to the ECC, even if second string? Yeah, that's correct. You'll get a bit of a mixed bag, but I can tell you Netherlands last year sent Ryan Klein, Clayton Floyd, Aryan Dutz, Zulfikar. I think they sent about 6 players or 7 that just played in the qualifier, and now they have gone on, they are going to the World Cup. So you'll see that the England teams probably sent Harrison Ward from Sussex and Tom Bevan from Glamorgan. So you'll get a couple of county players mixed in with a few others. But yeah, you'll find some of the bigger nations will mix it up, and then maybe some of the smaller known nations will have their own setup. I actually coach Cricket España, and we try and take a very good T10 team today. We had a lot of fun last year. We finished 3rd. It was good fun. But let's get back to this. We've got 3 overs to go. 58 for 9. Sudarang, 2 for none. Off 2. Comes back. Probably deserves to come back. And ask the right question straight away. 13 dot balls in a row. Individually is pretty impressive. Once again, good captaincy. Puts a slip in, and I like it. I really like it. Just always looking to stay on top. Yeah, that's a better position. A little bit wider. And will that be the first run off the bat from the bowling? Yeah, it will. Little inside edge, so that ruins the perfect game, so to speak. Maksud now might think about trying to take a risk here, and instead of worrying about batting through with the number 11, try and find a boundary potentially. Well driven again, but this tight field, they're keeping mid off, mid on up. Just always making sure that they don't give away free runs. Chawai, the captain of Thailand, I think has been phenomenal with the fielding angles and who to keep up and who to keep back. Really aggressive captaincy the whole innings, and I'm here for it, and I like it. As that's well bowled and just easily touched away to the leg side. Good batting. Another single. 80, I think Grady 80s has to be the aim. And if you can take 2 or 3 wickets in that first power play, and try and put Thailand under pressure, you never know. You see the flags in the background and KNCB waving. It is a breezy sort of day. It is hot as well, I have to say. It is quite warm conditions. That's lovely timing. That's should be 2 if they can touch and go, but they'll just settle for 1. It's well covered out there. Bit of distance to go, but keeps it to 1. And I think the lower order can keep their head up high. They've been able to make sure they weren't bowled out about 20 to 25 minutes ago when they were in a lot more drama at 41 for 8. It really was threatening to potentially be bowled out under 50. So they've been able to get themselves up to something slightly more respectable, but I think they'll be overall a little bit disappointed, obviously, with this batting display. There's the final ball of the overs. Respectfully blocked out to cover, and that gets us through yet another over. They are racing through these overs. After 18, the score is 61 for 9. As you can see, beautiful day out here in the Netherlands. A couple of people have come down to watch as well, which is always exciting. And this has been the tail of the tape. It looked so promising after 3 overs. They had raced out the blocks to none for 21, and then 2 wickets in the 4th, 2 wickets in the 5th. The breaks were applied. They then went on to pick up one in the 8th, the 9th, the 11th, the 12th, and basically blow this game wide open for themselves. Thailand took all the initiative, and after Scotland won the toss and elected to bat first, that would have been a bit of a shock to have a collapse like that, but that's a long week, and I'm sure they're going to find the time to improve. Lily Panda in the chat saying they've enjoyed the captaincy as well. Aggressive, attacking, effective. So that's a low full toss. Probably one of the looser deliveries we've seen in a long time. Punched beautifully through the offside by Sheikh, and that'll just be a 2. And these two coming out at number 10 and 11, maybe putting their hand up to bat a little bit higher in the next few games to come. That is defended into the leg side. So 10 balls remaining. It seems like they've got these array of spinners who bowl a lovely arm ball and also stump to stump line, and then every now and then they'll slow one up and try to turn it. Really tricky customers. Pushed again to the offside. And even though this is the 19th over, as I look up, I still see six fielders in the ring. So the captain saying, you got to hit it through us. We will not give you the easy one. And when it's the last wicket partnership, that is the right way to go about it. Good keeping again from Kayato. So that's a dot ball. So 2 balls left of the 19th. Thailand looking to wrap this up. Get in the sheds early. Flicked away, and well, goes out to the outer ring just, and they'll just settle for the single. Have a look at the partnership here. It's okay, just ticking along. They're 57 for 9, 41 for 8. So the last 2 wickets have at least put on more than 23. It's been a grinding sort of batting innings for Scotland, and they'll still harbour hope of a good bowling display to get themselves back into the game. Oh, no. Well, Kayato, the keeper, has been really, really good. And unfortunately, this time, that's going to be a bye and a missed opportunity. Maybe just unsighted. Just, let's have a look. I think maybe thought it was going to hit the stumps. And that's a little bit of a clanger at the back end. No one means to make them, though. So they will get through for a bye. That could have been the end of the innings. But we'll go through to the last over. And Scotland still 64 for 9. 65 for 9, my apologies. So a couple of words between the batters out there. Maybe saying that what can we try and do here? Something a little bit more inventive potentially, and try and take 10 off this over would be an ideal scenario. Sudarang will bowl the last. astounding figures of 2 for 3. And make that the end of the innings. What a fantastic bowling display. 3 for 3 of 3.1 for Sudarang. And all the plaudits to the Thailand women's team. That was a very efficient, professional and well-drilled 20 overs out there. Here's the final one. Swinging in, stump to stump, which seems to be their mantra. And middle and leg stump completely destroyed. That brings us to the end of the innings. Scotland women have been bundled out here after electing to bat first. All out for 65. And back to the drawing board for them, but they'll be hoping and focusing on the bowling now. So we'll have a quick look at the highlights. There's the celebration so far. They're well ahead in this game and pretty relaxed. They look like a very well-drilled team. And they have done half a job, and they'll be feeling like 1 or 2 good partnerships. They should chase this down comfortably. Let's have a quick look at the highlights, shall we? And, well, Scotland came out the blocks extremely well. Lister at the top looked phenomenal, timing the ball perfectly. That was a gorgeous shot through the leg side. But when she departed, it was all wheels off the wagon. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A massive batting collapse. At one stage, I was 4 for 2. What a catch this was as well by Gully. Fantastic pluck, because that was hit pretty well, it has to be said. But this straight stump-to-stump line, Maya, a very effective opening bowler, got some reward. This was a nice-looking shot, nice sweep shot for 4, and we thought, here comes the Scottish resurgence. I think that's what we all wanted to see, but unfortunately it didn't last long. Very next delivery, plumb LBW. And, well, there was lots of words shared and trying to communicate with their partners and try and tell them what's going on. But sometimes when a collapse happens, it just keeps you behind the 8 ball. This was a very good bit of fielding. Look at that arm. One bounce to the keeper right next to the stumps and an easy run out given by the umpire. The stump-to-stump line continued, trying to test the technique of the Scottish women's team, and it worked. And there was a few highlights in between. Rachel Slater, I thought, batted really well on 28 balls. Made only 14, but considering the situation, did a pretty good job. But overall, Thailand will be pretty happy with their collective effort with the ball in the field. And that was the end of Slater. A little feather edge after applying themselves really well. And this was the last one, 3 for 3. A phenomenal bowling performance from Sudarang of 3.1 overs. Great job. And that brought us to the end of the first innings. We'll have a quick look at the scorecards, and, well, it's not pretty reading for the batting unit, unfortunately. They tried their best. Lister, 21 off 13, and Slater, 14 off 28. Maksud applied themselves very well. 9 off 17 from your number 10 is actually quite good. Only the 4 extras, but you can see in that middle and top order, just a mammoth collapse, and they never really recovered. And overall, back to the drawing board for the Scottish batting unit. We go to the bowling figures, and everyone will be pretty happy. No economy rates going, but the bowler that stands out the most, Sudarang, 3 for 3 of 3.1 with 2 maidens in there, an economy of 0.94. Some of the best figures I've seen in T20 international cricket, and well supported by everyone. I was very impressed with Maya at the top there. 2 wickets, 16 runs, quick outswing bowling. Great to watch. So Scotland women have been bundled out here, 65 for 10. We'll be back, I believe, in a little over 20 minutes for the all-exciting run chase. See you soon. Bye for now.
This European Cricket Network event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software and BizAway.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the beautiful Utrecht out here in Netherlands. And well, it's been an interesting start to this one. The Thailand women's team have come out and been fantastic with the ball. They took a lot of wickets and unfortunately for Scotland, they just weren't able to get a big score on the board. They were bundled out for 65, but cricket is a funny game and you never ever know how it's going to work out. Maybe there's still life in this game just yet. What a great time to welcome back all the viewers around the world. Welcome to the European Cricket Network. We're here for an international T20I Women's Series all week out here in Utrecht, about 20 minutes south of Amsterdam. It's a beautiful part of the world. I recommend if anyone wants to come out, watch some cricket. We're right next to the city and it is a lovely place to be. Beautiful turf facilities and a gorgeous wicket. And I think it's actually still quite a good batting pitch, but unfortunately, as I mentioned, that first innings just not going Scotland's way. As the umpires and players have made their way out to the middle. Almost set to go in this second half. And can Scotland take a couple of early wickets and try and get themselves back into the game? It's not going to be easy, but you never know. And a couple of early wickets might send some nerves and some shivers into that Thailand dugout. So we're almost set to go. 66 required as the umpires check with the scorers. Looks like Sheikh is going to have the new ball. It's the batter, I should say. Looks for leg guard. So we're almost ready. That was a quick turnaround. I got actually told by match referee Adrian Van Dries it's just a 15-minute turnaround for women's international cricket. It's almost set to go. Ball one of the run chase. Here we go. Big in-swinging delivery. Not too much pace on it, but in the right area and asking the right questions first up. Having a look at the field. It looks like a deep wide mid-wicket and a deep backward square leg as Kacharankai and Kiato will open the batting. Well bowled, really well bowled. As that was swinging into Kacharankai. Kiato, the keeper, is watching in the warm-ups, hits it very hard indeed. So I'm excited to see how Thailand will go about this run chase. Oh, well batted, good batting. Just watching it late onto the bat and quick between the wickets, but they'll only be able to get a single. That'll bring Kiato on strike and Sheikh. I like it. A little bit of in-swing, trying to hone in on those stumps, bring maybe an LBW or bold into the equation. Kiato there looks like asking for off stump and middle stump. Maybe part of the ritual. A lot of batters do ask for a couple of guards these days. We'll shuffle around the crease and use the crease as much as possible. Oh, well bowled again, and that's lovely played actually. Watching it really late, and they actually might want to, Scotland might want to bring their offside a little bit around. There's no sort of third man in place, so it's always a one if it gets run down there. Not an easy shot to play considering that the ball is swinging so much. Oh, big appeal. That's close, you know. Given not out. And, oh, I reckon the run out was extremely close as well. Very difficult, I guess, for Sheikh to get an LBW with this amount of in-swing. But if there was ever going to be one, maybe it was this. Let's have a closer look. Comes in a mile. Oh, it hits the back leg. It's close, that one. That's really close. And then the run out was even closer. I think the run out would have been out if it was a direct hit. We'll have it. That's going to be outside the line. Big appeal, but definitely hit outside the line. And what a great first over. So this was the previous ball when there was the big appeal. And they thought about the decision closely, but it was given not out. Oh, another day, maybe that's given. Lister chased the ball on a direct hit, would have been ours, where you can see the reaction. So plenty of action. That's close. I guess it's hard when it's swinging so much. And yeah, that run out would have been out as well. So two opportunities maybe go begging overall. A positive start from Scotland with the ball. I really like it. And the score at the end of one is 3 for none. I guess for Thailand, in this run chase, they don't need to take unnecessary risks. They'll be looking to just accumulate and keep some wickets in hand. Chetterjee is going to bowl the second to Koncharankai. Can they get a couple of breakthroughs here, Scotland, just to maybe open up a door for them in this game? The sun is really shining now on this glorious oval. It is warm and it is sunny. Oh, what a delivery first up. That is an absolute seed. Played a bit around it, but doesn't matter. Top of middle. What a delivery. Some of the bowling today has been fantastic. And the first one will go down, and can Scotland fight their way back into this game? First ball of the series. Deck's back in. That really did seem back in just enough. And the top of middle stump. And a big wicket goes down. Have a look again. Goes to shape out, seams back in, and hits the top of middle stump. That's a corker. That's getting anyone out. Well, I'm glad I'm not out there facing that. That's difficult. What a ball. And the first wicket will go down. And for Scotland right now, they will believe they've got a bit of a chance as Chatham comes out at the all-important number 3 spot. And Thailand, well, they might have thought after the first innings this could be potentially an easy chase, but if the Scots have anything to go by from what I've seen the first 7 deliveries, they're not going to make this easy at all. So they've kept the field very tight. Wouldn't mind seeing a slip in. Maybe could throw one of those offside fields and slip, but not at the moment. Overall, it's a bit of a ring field on the offside, and the 2 fielders back at third man and deep backward square leg. Full ball, well driven, straight to the fielder. And yeah, a lot of people in the chat saying such good bowling today, and you're right, there's been some amazing deliveries, and that one will be added to the locker as well. So far, the bowling standard and fielding standard today has been 10 out of 10 for me. Really pleasurable to watch. And a good bit of a way swing there as well. Carrying quite through to Lister. So this pitch still has a decent pace in it. It's carrying through to the keeper quite nicely. And at 3 for 1. Is there going to be early pressure applied on this very outstanding Thailand team? Oh, what a shot, but straight to the fielder. Bit short, a little bit of width on offer, and crunched to cover point. So, interesting field set. We've got this big ring on the offside. You can see there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all there on the offside. I'd be tempted to maybe put a slip in. I know they need wickets, but a big wall on the offside to stop it from getting through. And, well, the wall's not big enough because that is a glorious back foot punch shot. And Chatham's off the mark. Will it go into the rope? You betcha. 4 runs. Glorious shot. One of the shots of the day. And that'll be the first boundary in this run chase. Not the worst ball you'll ever see, but even better batting. High elbow, punching from the crease. And that, when you're not chasing a big score, those boundaries just take away that little bit of pressure. And at the end of 2 overs, the score is 7 for 1. So 7 for 1 on a beautiful day out here in sunny Netherlands. And if you are joining us for the first time on the ECN, we are also currently live in Malta and Hungary as well. We do try and get around as much as possible. We're here all week. 6 games throughout the week. We'll be here till Saturday. Over number 3. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I don't think I've seen so much in-swing ever. That is really going. I think the breeze is helping a little bit as well, but just a natural amount of swing. Again, hit hard. What a nice shot that is. Well, there is a tight mid-wicket in place. There's actually 5 fielders on the leg side as it goes through past some of the supporters out there. There's 5 fielders on the leg side, and this flew past mid-wicket. Look at the timing. Crunch. Nobody moved. Fantastic batting. And that is also one of the shots of the day. Thailand, despite the early wicket, still showing signs of intent. It's Kiato, who I thought kept extremely well in the first innings. Maybe only one mistake, but was pretty effective overall. And not timed. This should be. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. How lucky is that? Lands in between 3 fielders. The Bermuda Triangle. Look at this. Plays for pull shot. Doesn't get it. In between the bowler, mid-wicket and mid-on. Sometimes it's your lucky day. That could easily have gone to hand. And heartbreak for the Scots there. And it's 30% more careful this time from Kiato. And just works that to the leg side for a single. So 54 after that early wobble. Some nice shots. And Chatham on strike here. He's got to be wary of this in-swing. It's a lot of swing coming in. Another batter seems to be getting middle, off and leg stump. It's that short this time and whipped away pretty nicely out to deep mid-wicket. Just the single. So not a bad start this now from Thailand after the early wobble. When you put in comparison to the Scotland innings, they lost wickets in a clump, and that's one thing you don't want. I'm sure their coach will be looking at talking to them after the game about that. If you can lose a wicket, you want to always be able to put on a partnership straight away. Doesn't always go like that though. Well bowled, really well bowled from Shaku. Gets it full and swinging in. And that does take us to the end of the over after 3 overs. Thailand 13 for 1. So 13 for 1. And well, as we mentioned before, we have the ECC that's coming up in a little over 77 days. These are the groups that have been drawn for the ECC. And, well, the Scotland men team, they're drawn in Group F, and they've got Germany, Portugal, Luxembourg and Norway. And if it is your first time on the network, this is our showpiece events, the Euros of cricket, the ECC, 31 nations fighting it out to be the best team overall. As we continue with a great shot, would have been an unbelievable catch. Oh, it hits the fingertips. And it has to go down as a chance. It wasn't easy. It was an aggressive stroke down the wicket. Hits it hard. And, yeah, just burst through. A fingertipper, you could argue, probably saved 3 runs. Not many people are catching that. That flew off the bat. Nice to see the batters out there aren't just too deterred by that early wicket. They're still going quite aggressive in the power play. And you can see that was only slightly back of a length. That's not a bad ball at all, and it has been dispatched. What a nice shot. A sort of standing pull through mid-wicket. It's not the worst ball you'll ever see, but that's really good batting. And pulled all along the carpet, timed beautifully, 4 runs. 3 boundaries already in this run chase. Good comeback delivery as it's jarred out to deep square, and they'll probably settle for the single. As well fielded out there and thrown in quite hard. That's good mopping up. Nice batting from Thailand so far. There's been a corker of a delivery, but it hasn't deterred them. That was Samantha Hago out there at deep square leg who did the mopping up. Good fielding, keeping it to 1. They need another breakthrough, don't they? Can they force something? Can they create a bit of brilliance in the field? Well driven, straight back to the bowler for a dot ball. So 2 balls remaining in this 4th over. That might be a wide. And I give credit to both teams so far on the extras column. Really tight lines and some nice bowling actions. Haven't seen the ball sprayed around too much. A lot of good questions have been asked from all the bowlers. That one just getting away. In the blink of an eye, Thailand have gotten themselves to 20 just through some pretty good batting. And that's a really good ball to follow it up from Chachetri. He's top of that middle stump line. That's how she got the wicket earlier. One of the balls of the day, it has to be said, just jagged back in. Difficult one to cop if you're a batter. So last ball of this 4th over. What a good ball it is. On another day, could have had another wicket past the outside edge. That will end the 4th over, and the score at the end of 4 is 20 for 1. As you can see, I'm running around the field trying to get through as quickly as possible. I know when we do our T10s that usually we're bowling from one end, but this is an international T20, international standard, so plenty of rules and regulations everyone has to abide by. You look at the comparative worms, and right now they're basically even, but this is when the collapse came. This is when all of a sudden Scotland lost 4 wickets for 2 runs in 2 overs, and really they never recovered from that. Will Thailand have a similar collapse, or will they cruise to these runs? That's going to be the question. 46 off 96, only 2.87 required an over. What a beautiful shot that is, the old wide shot. Gorgeous ground this, really beautiful. So a few adjustments to the field. Looks like 2 catching mid-wickets are in place now. Only the 1 sweeper on the leg side. So bringing an extra fielder in. Short. And it's hit to that extra mid-wicket. Oh, and it could have been caught. Well, they brought the fielder in for exactly this. And it was brave captaincy to bring back, bring in the deep mid-wicket. It was a shorter ball. It was crunched, to be fair. And burst straight through. More than self-preservation than anything, I think. That was hit extremely hard, but good captaincy from Maksud to bring deep mid-wicket in. It created a chance, but it burst through the hands. And the next ball's respectfully played. So I know it's a hot one. I know there's been 2 spicy chances, but they've both gone down. And on another day, they both stick, and the score could easily be 20 for 3. Well bowled. This has been a pretty impressive spell from Shark. It's in swing. It's not the quickest you'll ever see, but it seems to be always on a good line and a good length, asking some good questions. And a little bit unlucky not having a wicket in the wickets column. Short this time, and dropped again. Well, they brought that fielder in for a reason, and unfortunately, has to be said, it's another opportunity miss. It's Lorna Jack there who shells this one. This was easier, than the other one. Hit straight to them, and yeah, maybe just not watching that ball into hand, but an opportunity miss. That's 3 catches now, and yeah, for Scotland, they'll be mighty disappointed because the captain made a brilliant call by bringing that fielder into that position. This time overcooks it. Low full toss outside off stump. What a lovely drive from Chatham all the way the long carpet, as it doesn't go for 4. And some very aggressive running. Great running. They'll get 3. That's the first 3 of the day. And good aggressive running. 3 to the total helps massively. And they're just ticking along in the right way. A little bit of luck in this over, but you do create your own luck in this game. And another shortish ball, and this time it's played a lot more comfortably from Kiato, who doesn't go aerial, just keeps it along the carpet and rolls with it through backward square leg. It's a nice shot. Have to feel for the bowler this over. Could easily have had a wicket or 2. In the end, it proves to be an 8-run over. So it goes the other way, and 4 runs to finish it. So a lovely start this from Thailand, despite the early wicket, which might have sent a few nerves into the dugout. They've recovered very well, very quickly. And just proving once again why they are a team to be reckoned with in the T20 format around the world. So 28 for 1 after 5. Rainey's been brought into the attack to see if they can take a wicket here and try and breathe some life into this game. Otherwise, Thailand's going to run away with it. And just down the leg side. Decent pace from Rainey there. Plenty of noise. I can hear plenty of noise from Scotland out there. They still believe, and good to hear that. Not too discouraged about the day so far. Probably hasn't gone the way they pictured it, but still plenty of energy. There's a few Scots that have flown over as well. I can hear some supporters in the background who are getting behind them out there. Full ball, nicely driven. Straight to long on. Top ball. It's like a small adjustment to the field here. I'm not too sure what it is, just having a look. Not too sure actually, looks like a little bit of a delay. Maybe the quick word to the bowler. Maybe just a tactical move. Trying to get their lines and lengths and where they want to bowl and where they want to set these fielders. Don't mind if bowlers take their time to get things right. Why not? Unfortunately, just the wrong line. And Chatham actually misses out on that. There's no fine leg or 45 in play. So any bit of bat could have been a 4. And, well, we're going to get an overthrow here. Good alert running from Thailand. It was thrown in and by the wicketkeeper, actually. And it's a good throw. It just trickles onto the stumps. Watch this. And gets to the ball quickly and lets it go, does Lister. And it just tricks off the stump, deflects massively. And good match awareness from Thailand to be alert enough to sneak through for another single. They've been on today, Thailand. Very match aware. It's well bowled, good heavy length. Yeah, Thailand have been mighty impressive today, especially in the ball and in the field. But they've started this batting innings and shown they've got a bit of firepower with the bat as well. Oh, it's an opportunity. Well, it's a tough one. Megan McCall there's in the gully, and it's a real tough one, but it has to go down as another opportunity. And it's a toughie, it's a hottie, but we saw the other one in gully caught earlier. It was a tough chance. Unfortunately, we didn't get that one on camera, but there was another down low to left at gully, and it will burst through the hands. And now dispatched. Isn't cricket a cruel game? Could have had a wicket. The next ball goes for 4. Nice shot from Chatham, who cashes in. A little bit back of a length and puts it away. Dug in, just sits up. This wicket's true. It really is true. If you do get a ball into the wicket, it just sits up, and anyone that can play the pull or the cut shot, cash in. And you got to feel for Scotland a little bit here. They've created the chances, actually. They've created 4 chances. I think all 4 are tough chances, but just it hasn't been their day so far. This time a thickish inside edge, inside part of the bat, and it will go straight to mid-wicket. And you can see a bit of the body language out there. They're a little bit disappointed at the moment, but they've got to keep their head up. It's a long week, and at the end of 6 overs, the score is 35 for 1. as we want to show you a little bit about what's going on in Hungary tomorrow, as we are over there at the moment. And I was just there last week. It was a fantastic week, and Vikings versus the Tigers. That'll be a good game early. Falcons, Eagles, Vikings, Falcons, Eagles, Tigers, and Junior Bogdani versus the Falcons as well. So should be a good game, and looking forward to that. There's 5 live games on the network, and we'll be back here as well tomorrow at 2 p.m. And I believe we're in Malta as well, so 3 countries simultaneously. And it should be very exciting indeed. So we have the score at 35-1. Thailand playing almost the perfect T20 game at the moment. Can Slater do anything about it? Batted pretty well earlier, 14 off 28. Thought looked pretty controlled in her innings, and just probably didn't get the support needed to turn it into a big score. If Slater can, well, take a wicket or two, you never know. It does feel like this one is going away from the Scots. Left arm. Well bowled. Well bowled. Pitching outside leg, but well bowled. Nice start to the spell. Tall left arm seamer. See here, that's just pitching outside, hitting it. It's also going down as well. Bit of jag, bit of movement. Always good to see a left arm seamer. Bring it back into those right-handed batters. Oh, top edge, and oh wow. Well, it's almost ballooned onto the stumps. Who was it in the Ashes the other day? I think it was Harry Brook off Nathan Lyon. Had almost a similar, had this missile where it ballooned off his thigh pad onto the stump. That was almost a carbon copy. This time off the bat, goes straight in the air. And where is it? There it is. Wow, not far away at all. Seems like it's one of those days everything just is falling Thailand's way. Slater has a bit of pace. Can they get the line right? Oh, bold. Really nice start. Nice positive start from Slater. Getting it up there and trying to swing that beautiful kookaburra ball. Scotland still got plenty of voice out there, which is good to see. Haven't let their heads drop too much. Just trying to force another chance. They've created a few chances, but they've been hot chances. It's respectfully played by Kiato, who has played some pretty nice shots so far. 16 off 17, well supported from Chantham, 15 off 17. Both batters got a platform now. Both would want a red ink as well. Always nice when you're a top order batter to bat through and get yourself that little nod out. See it home for the team. Oh, shorter ball with some pace. It rears up, and I'm 90% sure they hit Kiato on the back of the shoulder through the shot. And that should be leg byes. We'll wait to see what the officials signal. And yeah, it is signalled leg byes. That one looked like it took off a little bit, maybe 10% quicker. Into the deck. Whoa, yeah, that really got through. Wow. They hit a lot higher up than I even thought. So a little bit of bouncing that right up there. Thankfully, Kiato seems to be okay. I think they're going to check on Kiato, and that's okay. So obviously that might have caught maybe lower neck region, and you got to look after him. So a little test is going to be done as it looks like the physio's been run on. And this is our tomorrow graphic for the internationals. So in the Medina Cup, which is in Malta. Malta will be playing versus Luxembourg, and Luxembourg will be playing France. You can find that on our YouTube as well. And I think Vinny Sandhu's out there doing that contest. And, well, tomorrow, 2 p.m. Local time here, Netherlands versus Thailand. Get to see the Dutch international T20 team. Can they follow in the footsteps of their men's team that have done fantastically well recently? And I'm sure they're all watching this and super excited to get out here tomorrow. I haven't looked at the weather forecast yet, but fingers crossed it's good. I know Netherlands can sometimes be a little bit rainy, but fingers crossed it's all good. And plenty of action around Europe on the ECN. Over 1,700 games live a year. And if you love cricket, well, you've come to the right place. So, small delay in the game currently as they did the right thing. That ball actually reared up and it struck Hiato in a little bit of a tender area, maybe lower neck or just above the shoulder. So, the physio ran on and it looks like we're good to continue. Thankfully, no injuries and she is okay. Good bowling though. Has to be said, Rachel Slater has got some pace. That's close, you know. Oh, big appeal. So this will be, I think that ball is hitting the stumps. This will be where it pitched. This will all be about where it pitched. And it looks like the umpire saying outside leg. Good decision. I think that's only just outside leg, and I'm talking just. But you can see why they thought that was out. It's a big appeal, and the umpires have to make a split-second decision. Let me just have a closer look. It's marginal. If that's pitched on, it's out. If it's pitched outside, it's not out. Very simple. It's going on to clatter the stumps, but I think that's one of those line balls. If we had the old DRS, maybe a little bit of the ball is pitching in line. But Slater, what a fantastic over. It's a maiden and could easily have had 1 wicket. The end of 7 overs, that is now 37 for 1. As it looked like another bowling change is going to be made. Darcy Carter seems to be warming up from our northern further end, and might be a bit of spin time. Credit to Scotland here. They're fighting as hard as they can. Not easy when you haven't made as many runs as you would have liked on the board, but they've come out here and shown a lot of energy. Carter now. Well flighted. Nice action too. Up and over. Right arm off spin. Oh, down the crease and hit nicely through wide extra cover. They might double back for 2 if they're quick enough. They are. And that will be 2 runs. So good aggressive running. They've been very good through the wickets. And 2 more added to the total. Love to see Chantham come down the crease there. Use her feet. Always, if you can get out the crease and come down the wicket to a spinner, always a good part of the repertoire as that's flighted up and respectfully played. A few people in the chat disagreeing if that was out or not out. Let me know what you think. I'm on the fence, actually, after watching that a few times. I think it very, very close indeed. I can understand why the umpire gave it not out, though. This time, a bit more of an attempted slog sweep and miscued out to backward square for a single. Brings up Thailand into the 40s. This time flighted again. Well timed, but straight to mid-off. Top ball. Nice start this from Carter. Getting it nice and full. And we bring the length back just a bit. Try spin it. I'll slog sweep again, and there is a deep mid-wicket in place, and that will just be a single as these 2 batters really apply themselves and look the goods at the moment. At the end of 8 overs, Thailand 41 for 1. On this sunny day out here in Utrecht. Gorgeous conditions for cricket. I'll have a quick look at the forecast while I've got my little Google in front of me. Hopefully it's all clear sailing. We're here every day. Tomorrow, Tuesday, it does look good. Wednesday, Thursday, a little bit of rain forecast, but hopefully we get through in Friday good, and then a little bit more on Saturday as well. That is the Netherlands for you. Sometimes can be a little bit of a lottery with the weather. Fingers crossed we can get all 6 matches, all overs and fully completed this week. Slater, obviously, to continue. Oh no, that's going to be potentially 5 wides. Will it go? Will it go? Yeah, it does. Just looking at the umpire here, if he's going to call wides or byes, it is wides. And I think the keeper, unfortunately, just was completely lost sight of it. Lister, have a look at this. Slater with that traditional in-swing. Yeah, that's going to be a wide, and Lister just didn't pick it up at all. Late to move, and it slowly trickled its way into the rope, and 5 wides. It's a cruel game sometimes. And it goes away, and that doesn't help the bowling figures after a maiden anyway. Thailand racing away with this now. Pulled viciously through mid-wicket. That is crunched. Wow, such power from Kiato. And that is 4 runs out to a few spectators who have come out to watch. That brings the 50 up for Thailand. And I can hear their little supporting crew and the players cheering in the background. This has been a dominant display overall. They look an extremely efficient team, and they are coasting home in this T20 match. It's 50 for 1 now. Brilliant batting. Kiato, who had a life, looks very good on this short ball. Anything back of a length crunches it. Good ball from Slater. That one a little bit more natural as it goes across the offside. Just the top ball. So only 16 required here. Might be an early finish today, as Thailand have put in an all-round display, has to be said. I'm sure these 2 batters would love to get a not out though. See their team home. Well bowled again. Angling across, not bringing that one back in. Maybe slightly more cross seam. I think for Scotland, it'll be back to the drawing board. They only arrived yesterday, so they'll have time to regroup. And well, they've still got a bit of time left in this game. They'll be hoping for a personal highlight or 2 if they can get a couple more wickets. Just build a bit more confidence for them going forward in the tournament. Well bowled. Really good comeback. Well bowled again. Right spot, right area. So as we mentioned, looking forward to tomorrow. We'll get to see the Netherlands women come out here. They're the 3rd team in this tri-series. And this one, well, thickish sort of edge, and it squirts through backward point. They're good between the wickets as well. Easy too, as they keep cruising their way to these runs. It hasn't been the worst over from Slater. Not too much reward. It was just that short ball that got pumped away, and then one that slipped down the leg side that shouldn't have been 5 wides really. Unfortunately, the keeper couldn't get across, so the figures don't look as good as what they should be, I think. I've been impressed, and I wouldn't mind seeing Slater with the very first over next time Scotland play. I reckon a left armour bowling, so big in swing to start would be effective. And good way to finish that over. So 9 overs gone, and the score here is 52 for 1. So 14 runs required here, and it gives us a quick opportunity to jump back on and say thank you to everyone that's tuned in today on the European Cricket Network. If it is your first time, like I mentioned, we have 1,700 live games a year, and we don't often get to do too many T20Is, and I think it's very exciting that we're doing it. It was great to have the women here. I know they're super excited. The standard, from what I've seen so far, has been extremely good, and we will be back all week up until Saturday. Every game is at 2 p.m. local time, so make sure you do tune in with us, because it should be a very fantastic week of cricket. If the weather gods stay good to us, which I'm sure they will, I am looking forward to seeing how the rest of the matches will pan out, as this game is starting to get to its end. Thailand have been very, very impressive indeed, and has to be said, maybe the front runners and favourites in this tournament. I know all the teams are ranked in the top 20, but Thailand are ranked 11th for a reason. I think we're seeing that now as we get back to the action. This time, a little bit of flight. Maksud comes on to bowl some leg spin. Good fielding, really good fielding. That's what we need to see. One moment there. See a lot of people in chat asking why we can't use the third umpire and things like that. It's expensive tools to use, all the DRS, and that's a gorgeous cut shot. So I interrupt myself. What a nice shot that is from Chantham, who cuts that away for 4. It was short, it was wide, and puts it away. Nice batting. Hits it late, and that's the key to that shot. Hits it very late indeed, and lets the ball come the whole way. 4 runs, and impressive to see. There's 10 runs remaining in this T20I. Once again, nice shot. What timing. If that goes for 4, for me, that's shot of the day. Oh, you betcha. Chantham has smoked that. Beautiful batting. Have a look at this. Stands tall, stands straight, and brings the bat down late on it. It's not the worst ball you'll ever see. Bang. That's a remarkable cricket shot. To get that much power from a standing quite tall, put the hands through, that is remarkable. Shot of the day for me is Thailand women probably show why they are the deserved team to go in favourites for this T20 Tri-Series. Unless the Dutch or the Scottish can catch them, they've come out the blocks hot. I'm gone. Well dismissed. A good catch from Lister, who Lister, the keeper, hasn't gone up, so wasn't so sure, but Maksud knew. Feather edge through to the keeper. I'm not too sure the batter was too happy with the decision, but it looked like a good delivery. Was there an edge? Not too sure. We'll have to wait and see what we can pick up. It's a good delivery, floating in on leg, and the ball seems to be gone quite a long way, and unless Maksud has spun it viciously, I think there might be an edge there. Lister's reaction was one of not too much excitement. I bounced off Lister's chest and then held onto it. So, yeah, there was an appeal there, and that's gone. So, second wicket will go down. A little consolation wicket. And that will bring the end to a pretty good innings. And Rosani Kanoi will come out here and try and see this game off. Good to see so many people in the chat. Piers Fletcher's jumped on. Thanks, Piers. And Keanu, I know you've all enjoyed watching this. And thanks for watching as well. Do stick with us. After this game, we'll have a very quick player of the match award ceremony. Very quick indeed. And then we will leave you to it. And do want to remind you that you can always tune in to the Malta International Series or Hungary after our game. Or you can have 3 screens up at once. That's what I'd be doing if I was sitting at home. And thank you, David, in the chat as well, for the lovely compliment. So, Kano out here now. Starts with a nice looking drive, but straight back to the bowler. And yeah, what a good wicket that was from Maksud. Seems to give it a rev. Always nice to see a leg spinner. Picking up Chantham for 26 off 24. Yeah, well bowled again. Not a bad over despite the 2 boundaries. Picks up a wicket. And 10 overs gone in this one. Thailand 60 for 2. As we have a little bit of a look at the tail of the tape, and well, the damage was done in that very first innings. Chanita Sudarang, 3 for 3. Phenomenal. I don't have any say in man or player of the match, I should say. But I would say when you have bowling figures of 3 for 3, that really does stand out. That massive collapse in the 4th and 5th over. 4 wickets fell in that first innings for 2 runs. And I think when we look back, that will be the moment that this game just completely turned on its head. Scotland were 21 for none off 3 overs, looking $1 million. And unfortunately for them, it just wasn't meant to be. As McCall will get a bowl right at the back end here. So McCall starts and it's a no ball first ball, so that must be front foot because there's plenty of fielders in the ring. And that must be a front foot no ball, meaning it's free hit time. And Kyoto has the immunity cloak, I like to call it. Maybe pull out something audacious. Well, the immunity cloak's going to have to be used because that's caught at mid-off and just the one. Kyoto trying their best to get that out the middle of the bat, but a bit more of a toe ender, so just the single. So a few runs left in this one. 4 to get, 1 stroke away. And that is a lovely shot. That could be it. Will it have a bit of top spin on it? Watching it get close. It does. What a fantastic win this has been from Thailand women. They didn't win the toss. They were asked to bowl first. They bundled out the Scots for 65. A fantastic bowling display. And then they've come out here with the bat and very calmly and professionally chased down this 65. Only 2 down. Fantastic batting at the top of the order from Kyoto, who's going to end on not out, 23 off 29. Chantham made a really good 26 off 24. And overall, 9 boundaries in that run chase, just showing why Thailand cricket and women's cricket in particular is growing at an extreme rate. And they deserve all the plaudits they get. A very good win. And they will take the first points in this women's tri-series. And you can understand why. They bowled extremely well and they fielded extremely well also. As the players will shake hands, and brings us a little bit of an earlier end here in Utrecht, which is a bit of an odd feeling, but I'm sure that we're going to have a lot of other games in the next week or during this week that will go a little bit further in depth. And yeah, for Scotland, back to the drawing board. I'm sure we'll see better of them very shortly. And really looking forward to seeing the Dutch tomorrow, 2 p.m. tomorrow. So don't forget that as we do wrap up this game. We'll have a couple of highlights coming up after a quick little player of the game, I should say, force of habit, player of the match presentation. And it's been a fantastic game overall at this beautiful ground out here in Kampong. It's a nice wicket, and I still think if we are on the same wicket or similar wickets during this week, we will see the scores get a lot better indeed. So we're almost done here. What a fantastic game it was. It was 65 all out for Scotland. Chased down in 10 overs very easily indeed. And well, back to the drawing board for Scotland. They'll have time. They only arrived here yesterday. And for me, I think that they're going to improve bit by bit by bit. And excited to see the Dutch tomorrow. This was the scorecard. 24 off 30 for Kyoto. Kanoi, 4 off 3. The 4 runs right at the back end. And 26 off 25 for Chantham. Fantastic indeed. And that batting display was pretty good in the end. Nice and comfortable, nice and easy. And we have a look at the bowling figures. I actually think the Scots didn't bowl too badly. They were pretty effective overall. A wicket down there for Maksud, a wicket for Chajeri. There was a few dropped catches at the start, but overall, they will be a little bit disappointed with today, and I'm sure that they will improve. Here's the match summary. 65 all out, 66 chased down in 10.1 overs. Fantastic indeed, an 8-wicket win, as we are almost ready for player of the match little ceremony, and give out a little trophy. And there's a couple of names up there that I think could potentially get it, but there's one name in particular that I wouldn't be surprised. So we're almost set to go. And for Scotland, let's not write them off too early. There is plenty of time in this tournament that they will improve, and I'm sure we will see the best of them come soon. And this is what I was mentioning for tomorrow. Netherlands women versus Thailand women at 2 p.m. tomorrow. Looking forward to that, as it should be a fantastic game indeed. And Netherlands women will be the first time we get to see them. And I'm sure after the 50-over competition last week, they are itching and raring to go. So we're almost set to go with player of the match. Hello everyone, and we're here with the Player of the Match ceremony, Chanita Sudarang. I hope I said that correctly, with fantastic figures of 3 for 3 off 3.1 overs. You are the Player of the Match. Ninton, you want to present her with the lovely trophy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So just 2 quick questions. I loved your bowling today. Big in swing. Is that something that you practice a lot?
Yeah, we practice a lot.
Yeah, you good? And that's good. So you've been bowling, obviously, at the top of the innings and taking some early wickets. How does it feel to start the T20 series the right way? Does it feel good? Are you proud? Are you very happy with your team?
Yeah, today we're happy with the team. Our bowler really good today. Bowling really good.
And I think as a team, the fielding was very, very good. Is it something that you guys try and practice every day, or is it you get together as a team often?
Yeah, we practice 5 days per week.
5 days a week? Very impressive. Well, congratulations again, and really well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So that brings us to the end of match day 1. It was Thailand today that got the chocolates. They played really well. They bowled out the Scots for 65, and that run chase as well just shows that Thailand cricket is getting better and better and better. 2 p.m. tomorrow, we're going to be back. It's the Netherlands ladies. I'm excited to see them. They're going to be coming out here, itching to go. They're on their home turf out here in Kampong. So make sure you join us at 2 p.m. tomorrow. We're going to run some highlights of that game, and it's bye for now.
As soon as they know, they will let me know. But I think it can be 1 hour.